What is your knowledge on prisoners and the prison system?
So prisoners are usually they're treated really badly, and most of them haven't even done things that are really worth to be in prison for. So from my experience, my dad was treated really badly, and guards didn't care if you got stabbed or anything like that. They were just really they discriminated you because you were in prison, and you were just not a good person. And my dad wasn't even meant to be in there, so it was wrongly accused of him that something bad was happening. So for me, prisoners don't even mean to be there sometimes. They don't deserve to be there.
Do you think that prisoners are voiceless, in society?
Yes, pretty much, because when my dad got out of prison, that's a label on him forever that he was in prison. And so now he can't get certain jobs. People don't like him because of the way he looks, and people know him for what the bad things he's done. So people are mean, and they just don't care, and so they're very voiceless and they have no opinion. Right now in society, even when they're in prison, of course they were voiceless. Even outside of prison, it's really bad.
Can you kind of expand on when he was in prison, or when they're in prison, how they are voiceless, or what you feel makes them voiceless inside of prison?
Inside of prison, what makes them voiceless is that the guards, they don't care what you have to say. They just lock you up immediately at the night. They give you lunch, you go back to your cell. Then you go to dinner, and then you go back to your cell. And they don't care about you at all. They don't let you talk. They don't let you say anything. They just they're very demanding and rude.
Are they abusive, physically?
Yes, physically, yes. There has been a lot of guards. My dad says that he's seen abusing people, and not him because they're scared of him because my dad's a big guy. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, yeah, they've beat on people, and the prison in Boise, Idaho is not a good prison.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that there's a way to give their voices back? Do you think that there's something that we as a society could do?
Well, I mean, first of all, we need to hire people that want to help them in prison. They don't want to abuse them. They're not there.
Support.
Yeah, instead of a freaking cop or something. People helping them know their knowledge, and because some of them have drug abuse, and their minds aren't right, so they need help. And I think we also need people just to care. I mean, if when you get out of prison, you shouldn't have a label on you forever. That's just wrong, because I mean, that's awful. You can't do anything with your life, and it's really hard to just live a daily life. So yeah, I think we could help them by just not labeling them when they get out of prison that they're a bad guy, because they're not.
Give them more opportunities to get back into the community and stuff?
Yes.
So how would not labeling them give them back their voice in your way? Or how would you explain that?
Can you re-ask the question?
So you say that a solution that you have is by not labeling them, which we agree with.
Mm-hmm.
How do you kind of explain that with giving them back their voices?
How would taking the label away put them back into society?
Taking the label away from them means they could get any single job they wanted to after they got out. They could still be around certain people. They could still help people, and they could still be around their family without having all the people, all the the government being so based on them and everything like that. So yeah.
All right. Yep. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
What is your relationship with a prisoner, or what experience do you have with prisoners?
My aunt went to prison for domestic abuse.
Okay, and when your aunt was in there, did you feel like she was voiceless in a way?
Yes, because when she was in there, she would end up getting put in solitary because she was mentally unstable. So they ended up taking that as just her being violent and not really working to diagnose anything. So she ended up being put in solitary, and no one could visit her or anything like that. So,
do you think that making prisoners voiceless affects them? What way do you feel like it affects them?
it affects them in terms of, I think it brings down their self-esteem and it makes them feel really alone. And then it also affects their family, because I know when we would want to go visit her and check on her, we weren't allowed to, and they wouldn't even give us any information about her at all.
And do you think that as a society there's something we could do to return their voices to them?
I mean, I'm not really sure. I'm sure there's something, but I'm not really sure what it is.
Do you have anything in mind of, for example, your aunt in her case? Do you have anything that you feel by doing that to her, it'd give her back her voice?
Not necessarily. I mean, she's out now, so she's okay now, but it took a long time and a lot of counseling for her to regain her full mental stability from that experience. So I'm not really sure what they could do while they're in there.
Do you think that now that she's out, she's still voiceless?
No, because she actually talks a lot about it on her Facebook, and she talks to other people who have gone through the same things about it, and she got help. So I don't think she's necessarily voiceless now, but while she was in there, she definitely was.
So do you think that a solution to bring their voices back is just like you said, to just talk about it and to like raise awareness?
Yes, I would say.
Thank you. Okay, Jose, do you know anyone in prison right now?
My dad.
And can I ask you why he's in prison?
Oh, because he like. Can we restart? Oh no! All right.
Okay, ready?
Are you gonna start?
Do you know anyone in prison?
Yeah, my dad.
Can I ask you what he did to be in prison?
He got caught with a little meth pipe thing.
Okay.
Meth.
And how have you been affected by him being in prison?
Sad. Depressed. I don't know. Yeah.
Has your dad told you anything about him being voiceless in prison? Kind of like people don't listen to him, or people don't really care about what he has to say?
No. Well, we know that, but he hasn't really told us about it in there.
But you know that it's like something that happens?
Yeah.
Can you expand on why you think that, or how you know that?
Huh?
You know how he hasn't told you specifically, but you know that?
Oh, he told me stuff about it in there. Yeah. He told me that he gets commissary.
He gets what?
Commissary.
Oh.
He said that's pretty good.
Yeah. That's good. Do you ever think that your dad might be voiceless in there, or other prisoners?
I don't know. I think they're just doing their time, ready to get out.
So you don't think that they're mistreated in there, or like?
Well, probably a little bit, yeah.
Do you think that people don't really like to listen or want to listen to what they have to say?
Well, yeah, because they think they're criminals.
Okay, can you expand on that? Like, can you add on to that?
Wow.
Okay, do you think it's fair that people don't want to listen to them because they're criminals?
Well, in a way, no. No, I don't think it is, because, they got, like, well, yeah, they messed up, but they could change, you know what I mean? They can, oh, yeah.
Okay. And so it's, and sort of I know that a lot of people don't want to listen to criminals because they're labeled as criminals. Do you think there's something we could do, like, as a group of people,
as a society,
to change that, so people won't just label them as criminals and actually want to listen to what they have to say?
I don't even know. Like, that's a hard question to answer.
Do you think that that we could raise awareness, or we could
Well, probably,
yeah. Do you think that would help? Like, maybe like
Well, it won't change the thing. It will probably help a little bit, you know?
Do you think that it's gonna be it'd be like a really long journey to like?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So do you think it's possible to give prisoners their voice back?
Well, it's possible, but it's going to take a while for it to get there. You know what I mean?
All right. Thank you, Jose.
Yeah.
So do you know anyone in prison?
Yeah, my grandpa.
Can I ask you why he's in prison?
Can I not say that?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you're fine. How has your grandpa being in prison affected you?
It was scary and sad because I was younger, and I thought I would grow up with a grandpa, but my dad's dad died before I was born, but then he was my only grandpa left, but then he had to leave back because he was in jail.
Okay. And have you known, or has anyone told you, or are you aware that prisoners are voiceless, or do you feel that they're voiceless?
I feel like they're voiceless.
Can you tell me why?
Because they didn't believe my grandpa when he said what happened.
Okay. And do you think grandpa's still in jail right now?
No, he got out, but now he can't come back to the U.S.
Oh, okay. And do you think that while he was in prison, I understand that you said that he was voiceless because they didn't listen to him, but when he was in prison, did you believe that he was voiceless? Like inside of him?
I really didn't know because I was little, but I was always with him and my grandma when I was younger.
Okay. And do you think now that he's out and over there, do you think he's voiceless right now?
Sometimes because like I see like it hurts him because like he's over there and he doesn't gonna come visit our family here, and like how he has cancer, he can't come all the way over here and get surgeries done. He has Mexico and they're not really gonna help him over there.
Okay. And do you think that as a society there could have been something done to give your grandpa a voice?
Yeah, because they don't even like we tried getting him to come just for him to have surgery for his cancer, but they don't want to let him.
Do you think that part of it is because he's like an ex-con?
Yeah. And because of his how like all his stuff, like they think he's done.
Yeah. Okay. So if I ask you what's something that you think we could do as a community to give prisoners their voices back, what would be something you could tell me?
Let them speak if they want to speak, because they all have their own voices and every voice should be heard. It doesn't matter race or what's happened in their past.
All right. Thank you.
That was a good one.